Hi, welcome to the YouTube channel for Carats and Cents. My name is Adeel. We've created this YouTube channel to help educate you, the clients, and the consumers about the wonderful world of colored stones and diamond jewelry. Just to tell you a little bit about ourselves, we're what we consider private jewelers by appointment only. So we're a little bit different than what you would call a brick and mortar jewelry store where you would walk in and see lots of showcases. And the reason why is we've got a wholesale business in Dubai, and we've got our artisans in Karachi, and basically we do everything customized for the most part. We've got some stock for you to look at and to purchase, but we don't kind of force you or kind of guide you towards any one particular item like a brick and mortar jewelry might do. So, you know, if you were to walk in and say, yeah, I would like a ring and it needs to be such and such, and they'll say, okay, this is what we've got, you know, and maybe how about try this one or look at that one, or because they need to turn over the stock. We can tell you, okay, this is what we have, but really, what's your ring size? What are you looking for? What's your budget? And, you know, how much time do you have? Hopefully you have a little bit of time, and we basically get the stone within your budget for the most part, as long as it's reasonable, and have it custom made overseas and delivered here. So it's a really different process from, you know, your average brick and mortar store. So a little bit about us. Our Dubai wholesale business basically does loose stones, mounted stones, and jewelry and colored stones for different jewelry shops, wholesalers. We also import and export finished pieces from different parts of the world, depending on what our client is. And then we've got artisans or karigars that we call, how we call them in Pakistan, that handcraft jewelry and bangles, diamond necklaces, colored stone bracelets, rings, you know, all sorts of that stuff. We can do pretty much whatever your imagination is. If you've got a sketch, if you've seen something in catalogs, yeah, you would make an appointment with us. We've got lots of catalogs from the Far East, from Europe, you name it. You know, it's basically the sky's the limit. You know, you can design whatever it is you want, and as long as you got a reasonable budget, we can work with you to figure out diamond quality and so forth, and colored stone quality and the like. So we pretty much don't go below SI from a SI1 from a clarity range, although there is a market for I quality, and we'll go over the 4 C's in a little bit in another video. But so quality is really important to us. We really I grade from an inclusion standpoint and color standpoint. I think the lowest we've ever gone is J. So, you know, and even then it's pretty rare. Really, we're staying around the HI range, GHI, you know, DEF, anything from DEF to GHI, I would say would be the lowest we'd ever go from a color standpoint. So again, we'll go over all that in different videos. So this particular video is meant to be an introduction to Carats and Cents, and also we're going to talk about ring sizes, because I think that's a really important start. Some of the questions that we've gotten over the last couple of months have been like, is it better to have gold or diamond jewelry in the long run from an investment standpoint? Can I get the value of a diamond back? It's been questions like, what's the difference between different carats? How do you tell the difference between different carats in terms of gold? What are the 4 C's? Can you explain your report? How do you clean diamond jewelry versus colored stone jewelry? That sort of thing. So we do have answers to all of those, and each one we're going to have short clips to help you. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about ring sizes today, because that's the topic that we get very often. So there are 2 tools that a jeweler uses. First and foremost, from a jeweler standpoint, just make sure that they've got a GIA education. Really, that's I think the gold standard, or the diamond standard, if you will, for jewelry education. Graduate gemology is their top diploma, and then they also have colored stones and graduate diamonds, and so every one of our jewelers is a GIA graduate of either diamonds and diamond grading or graduate gemology and colored stones. So you need to know that your jeweler meets a certain level of understanding and education and certification. So it's a long process to get one of those, and not everybody makes it either. So you have to be able to tell color, you have to grade stones physically, go in New York or one of the other campuses in California or even in Dubai, and you actually have to grade them, and you have to pass a certain level, so to make sure that it is what you say it is, and so forth. So anyway, so this is a ring sizer, and this is a stick. So essentially, if you walk in to a jewelry shop, or me, for example, this is an example ring, and you say, oh, I've got this ring, and I'm not sure if it's the right size or not. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the current size of that. So in this case, this one is a US 4.5, okay? And we'll watch you put it on. Now the deal is, if it just goes on really easily, you don't want that, because your stone is going to spin around. Now, some diamond bands are diamonds all around, and it's okay if it's slightly loose and it spins a little bit, not a problem. But most rings are going to have sort of a solitaire or some cast work done, some setting work done, and then sort of nothing on the bottom. And the only thing that can damage another diamond is a diamond. So essentially, you don't want it spinning around and cutting other stones, because that's going to cost you a lot more. So if your ring doesn't fit properly, it's a lot cheaper to get your ring sized properly than it is to handle chunks taken out of your diamond, and that will happen. I've seen some crazy damage to some of the rings that have walked in. Excuse me. So essentially, if it's too loose, that's not good. If it's too tight, that's not good either. Like if you can't get it past your knuckles, that you don't want that. Now I personally, I'm a size 9. So when I look at the sizing key ring here, a size 9 would be something like, so watch how this goes on my finger. So this is a size 9, this is my ring finger, right? So when I put it on, it goes in, and it's hard to sort of take off, okay? That's what it should be. I could go with an 8.5, and it still kind of goes in. My fingers are a little harder to get out than in, but basically you should struggle to kind of put it in there. It shouldn't just go, very easily. I've got thin fingers, but essentially you want to be able to kind of struggle to get it past your knuckle, and then have it going. You don't want to cut off circulation, but you don't want it to just slip on and off or rotate. That's really not good either. So have it kind of get past your knuckle. And if you have issues taking off your ring, do not use lotion or any other type of greasy fluid or whatever, because that will attract grease to the diamond and change the refractive angle. So what you want to do is use like hand sanitizer, dish soap, that sort of thing. And then obviously, if you're going to do it over a sink, close the drain. But yeah, that's what you want to do from a ring size standpoint. You want to go in, get your current size, get a ring key that's calibrated, and you want to make sure that you get the US sizes, because there are international sizes as well, and make sure that you struggle to get it on. So if it just comes on and off pretty easily, it's really not that expensive. You might have to add a little gold to make things bigger, take a little bit out, but it's a lot cheaper in the long run if you get your ring sized properly. So go to your jeweler or someone like me, make an appointment, and do so. So other topics we'll discuss. We'll probably try and do like a video a week or so forth, and go over different topics about cleaning jewelry, the 4 C's, and so forth. But please do like us on facebook.com/Carats&cents. We'll try and include a link below, and share the video as much as possible. The best thing you can do is make sure that the right education is out there. So we'll make these clips short in the future and informative. And if you've got questions, by all means, comment or send us your question, and we'd be happy to answer it with either YouTube video or even an email or whatever. We want to make sure that all the customers are knowledgeable about what it is that they're buying and take interest in it. So this is our business. So we want to make sure that you guys get the right information. Thanks everybody for your time.